Hey there, Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. Thank you for your patience in regard to the readings. I've been without internet phone situation for a little bit now, and it's been kind of frustrating. I haven't been able to do personal readings in the way that I want. Yeah, it's just been a fiasco. So if you've contacted me for a personal reading and I haven't gotten to you, my apologies. That's what's going on. It's just now that things are starting to reconnect, kind of. So we're going on a wing and a prayer here, but hopefully everything works out. So show me energy for the sign of Scorpio throughout the end of August 2020. And also, if you come across this reading and it's not August 2020, just consider it like a timeless reading, because the information may be for you. It may be for you, and you'll see it whenever you're supposed to see it. So no biggie, right? All right. Show me energy for the sign of Scorpio, please. What's going on for Scorpio moving forward in August 2020? Show me the energy for Scorpio, please. Scorpio. Okay, we have the Empress coming out here. Beautiful energy. The Empress is an energy of abundance, of growth. She is somebody that is connected to the earth. She is a mother. She is the grandmother. She is the femininity within us, within our lives. She is Taurus. She is a new beginning. She is a lot of wonderful things, and a lot to do with self-care as well, which I think a lot of us are figuring out different ways to incorporate that within our lives right now. Especially within whatever causes us to feel a sense of lack within our lives, or financial woes, whatever it may be. It's kind of like redefining what we need to do to get the best outcome. And one thing I do know about Scorpios is generally you guys will put in the footwork for that. You're not scared of doing hard work, to get what you want. So there may be some aspect of that coming through here, or there is some aspect of that coming through here, which may require you to just be a bit more mindful about your self-care, and also about your own consideration towards what works for you and what doesn't. Cut out what doesn't. It's that easy. Show me more for Scorpio, please. Okay, so I'm being told to do a Celtic cross then. Okay. So then that is the situation. It could be pregnancy, it could be, new energy, it could be our abundance, it could be self-care, for this to come up as the situation at hand. Let's see what the obstacle is. The Seven of Swords here. So with the Seven of Swords and the Queen, and the Empress, it's an interesting combination, just because is that you doing that to yourself? Is that you causing more, strife, problems in your life? Are you going against your own personal, potential and satisfaction? Are you going against your own personal safety and health? Are you going against your family? This can talk about family situations as well. It is the mother energy, the nurturer. What about that? It's kind of a heavy card there for this to be the obstacle. The Seven of Swords is somebody who is negative, who lies to us, cheats, or when we do that to others. The Seven of Swords is, deceptive, very deceptive. Show me more. What is the root energy of this reading? So you have Temperance in reverse, the Magician, and the Chariot. So some of you may be dealing with somebody there may be a difficulty as far as the balance within the relationship. But you have two pretty positive cards here. And I will say at the bottom of the deck, you have the Death card as well. So with that being said, there is indication for transformation. But I'm almost wondering if some of you are concerned that this energy may pop up again within somebody's energy or actions. The Seven of Swords being a little turd, that kind of energy. So and the fact of this situation too, I will say, for these three cards coming out and this being at the bottom of the deck as well, Scorpio, these are all major arcana. So you have one minor coming out and like 5 majors. big lessons, giant life lessons that we need to learn. So already what I'm feeling, and which seems to be just the theme of so many readings, but yes, Scorpio readings, where are we really not paying attention to our own safety, potential, our own livelihood, our best, making sure that we receive the best versus giving the best of us out to others. And this could also be our own energy coming up with the Seven of Swords. Like, how do we steal or cheat from ourselves? Sometimes that can happen and we don't recognize it just because we're so used to it. We live experiences within these cycles, and so oftentimes we could become very accustomed to them, and it can be self-sabotatory energy, where we cheat ourselves out of potentials and opportunities for our better because we're comfortable being in one way or experiencing life one way, or maybe that's just what we know. So here we have the opportunity to expand. Temperance in reverse, it's telling me that there is a imbalance within yourself or within a connection with somebody. But it's interesting because it's like, how do you move forward? How do you solidify this decision to move forward towards what is best for you if you're out of balance? And then there comes that death card in, which is like, okay, full on transformation, full on like gutting of things. A lot of us have been going through some pretty interesting mental health situations as of late. And I think that it's important to pay attention to that and not skirt that under the rug just because it can be very difficult. We're in some crazy times, and Scorpios, you guys are super fucking sensitive, very, very sensitive. You go within and like the world outside can be kind of a hell. And then sometimes you'll subject yourself to even deeper, depths of hell, and it's your own hell. So try to ease that up. We'll pull clarifiers for everything as well. So recent past, you have the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords both coming out in reverse. Your energy at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio. So, okay, good. This is leading up to progression. There is progression and progress here. There's, an ease that's happening with the Eight and Nine of Swords in reverse. Like, we're getting out of our own way. We're not, cycling within negative thoughts of ourselves or our own limitations. It's a shift within perspective. I would say also embrace your emotions. That's kind of an energy that seems to be coming through here. Try not to just fixate with the mind. I'm feeling kind of like, what is it? King of Swords energy, even though the King of Cups is popping up. Sometimes it's hard for people to access their feelings, or even their thoughts about themselves. It's interesting too, Scorpio, I will say most of these readings have been like totally like introspective. They haven't really been about love and relationship. It's just been almost like personal introspective energy. And I don't know if that's because of the current time that we're under right now. But astrological stuff, I'm honestly not sure. I'm not an astrologer. I would love to be someday, but I'm not. So I just know the bits and pieces I know of what I study here and there, but it's full on. I'm not an astrologer, but I do like it. So anyways, yeah, I mean, as far as like moving forward with this, you have that ability. You also could be moving towards a water sign, or this is just you standing within your power and graduating to the next phase in your life. Kings represent that when we master certain things. It shows up as an element or a level of self-mastery. What do I do with my water? No, it's in the living room. No. Okay. Show me present energy for the sign of Scorpio, please. Okay, Ace of Cups here, and the Sun in the on the bottom of the deck. So, all right, some of you may be dealing with coming to terms in regard to letting go of certain emotional ties to either a relationship or a situation, or it could just be looking at where we may be causing certain aspects of our life to be sabotaged by our own, personal negativity towards ourselves, or we just don't see the forest from the trees. It's kind of harsh energy that I'm talking about here, but it's an energy that really puts us in the position to be accountable for what you experience in your life, how you show up in your life, how you treat yourself, how you love yourself. For this to be present here with the Empress in the center of this reading, it's telling me that you're at the position now, Scorpio, where you're moving forward in a very almost attuned way to yourself. And this is the next stage. This is the next phase, the Ace of Cups in reverse. How do we need to heal? How do we need to address certain things in ourselves? What is it that we need to release and make peace with, you know? I will say too, Scorpios, Taurus, you know, they're opposite signs of each other anyhow. A lot of signs, a lot of people they can hold grudges, or they can get very mucky in their energy. And, you know, it almost as if, like, what was that movie? Not Thorax, that's not his name. Oh my God. The white dragon and Atreyu and I don't know. Jesus. Sebastian. The never-ending story. It's like that Morla, that giant turtle, where it's just muck, like a bog. Like, people can do that to themselves with negativity, and they suck themselves in. They can cause themselves to drown in their own personal quicksand. You know, be careful about that. With the Empress here in the middle of this reading, it's really telling me that we're addressing our shortcomings. We're addressing the things that cause us to feel afraid to shine our light even brighter. It's okay. The sun is here. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of magnification of those exact things, so you can ferret them out and help them move, so they're no longer controlling your mind, your actions in life. You have the opportunity to change things. All major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, very positive, but also very illuminating in regard to yourself. And if you're a cross watcher, this totally applies to you too, because you're a human and these are human things. So moving forward into the future energy, show me for Scorpio. I got like anxiety here. I got anxiety, like a big flush of anxiety coming through me. So yeah, so you have the Eight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles here, the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So with this energy, Scorpio, moving forward, you know, we have a lot to address here on internal levels. We have a lot to address with emotional wounding, you know, that can happen between us and other people, how we also hold it within ourselves and kind of let it go haywire, that type of energy. Moving forward here, I'm feeling anxiety, and I feel that there's the reason why. The Eight of Cups is actually letting that go. It's learning from our lessons, long learned lessons with the Eight of Cups. You know, the cups represent things that we put our emotions in, or you know, sometimes we are affected by the way that we are taught in our lives, whether that be through our parenting, our friendships, TV, whatever it is, you know, where we create our vision of ourselves or our understanding of who we are. Sometimes it needs to be tweaked. Sometimes it needs to be completely thrown in the bin altogether so you can start afresh. With the Eight of Cups, it's that emotional purge. It's also having the awareness and self-determination to get where you need to go, and enacting that here with the Page of Pentacles. It's a new beginning. It's a shift. It's a change. It's a start. You know, there's something happening here moving forward, and it's something that can lead you to a very good outcome, but you have to stick with it, you know. And one thing about Scorpio, you guys stick with a lot of things. When it truly means something to you, you stay with it. If it doesn't mean something to you, or if it's not enough for you, you release it. And that can go for people too, you know, which is really harsh, just because Scorpio can be very black and white sometimes, you know, and if they're fed up and done, then they're done, you know. However it goes, you know. My friend Keegan Tarot, he just did a Scorpio reading, I believe, or like 5 or 10 things about Scorpios that you should know. He just posted it yesterday or today. I watched it this afternoon, but that kind of reminded me of that as well. So my friend Keegan Tarot, Keaghan, Keegan, I love you. I'm sorry if I'm not spelling your name right. Keegan Tarot. Yeah, he's on YouTube, so you can check him out if you want to. Okay, so yeah, but moving forward, so the internal energy of Scorpio. Where's Scorpio? What's going on inside? What's going on inside Scorpio? So Piscean energy, you have the moon here, bottom of the deck, the Seven of Wands in reverse. We're releasing a lot of negativity in regard to the things that we may have considered to hold us back, or, you know, our own limitations. I like that. The moon in reverse communicates an energy where we are freeing up our energy and are no longer clouded by our own thoughts or our fears or our emotional baggage or wounding, you know. It's not allowing, it's basically us not allowing ourselves to stand in our way, you know. I like this. Some of you also could be dealing with a Pisces as well, where illumination is coming through. I will put that out there, but the energy is not solely for a relationship. I feel that this is kind of like an internal and personal purge. The Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck, talking about releasing your anxiety when it comes to this. It's almost as if like I'm trying to hold the world on my shoulders, or like I'm Sisyphus, you know, trying to push the rock up the, you know, the hillside or the slope, and it just keeps coming down, and I keep going back and doing it again and again and again. There's a point where that energy needs to shift, Scorpio, just because it's counterintuitive and counterproductive to you. You know, if you realize that something isn't working, you must fix it, you know, no matter how scared you are. And I think that that's kind of been the hinging point here. We need to address something that we may have been skirting under the rug or trying to avoid just because it's uncomfortable. It's time to look at that. And more than likely, it's going to have to deal with love, self-worth, and how you view your own connection to yourself, what you find valuable about you, what is important. And it goes beyond a superficial aspect. So digging deep. What's coming towards Scorpio, please? So you have the Page of Swords. Sorry, I'm not putting on the video as much. Page of Swords. So communication, but also it can also talk a lot about study, gathering information, finding new knowledge. It's somebody that learns about a situation. So what are we learning about ourselves? What are we learning about the negativity? What are we learning about our immaturity when it comes to communication and our thoughts and our thinking? Everybody has immaturity. Everybody has all of these things. You know, these are being highlighted though right now from whomever is resonating, to potentially see if that is something that you need to look into. I'm sorry, my neighbor is pulling in their garbage cans. I got all the windows open just because it's 1,000,000 degrees right now, so I don't do well with volcano heat, but yeah. Show me hopes, fears, concerns, and worries. All right, so you have the Knight of Pentacles here. You have the Two of Pentacles, and you have the Ten of Swords. The Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio. So, you know, I feel like you're worried that whatever you're going towards is not going to pan out for you. Will it feel like you're juggling? Will it feel like you are unstable in a situation? I don't know why. I feel like that's more of a fear, because in reality, when you release this type of energy, go from 8 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Swords upright, it's an ending. It's a release to mental constraint, you know? It feels like we are allowing ourselves to get better within our finances. We're allowing ourselves to disconnect from things or people or ways of thinking that put us in the corner or don't validate us. I'm sorry, I need a sip of water. I'm gonna go in the living room and just grab that really quick. I have to. Please listen to my neighbor dragging their garbage can. Oh, creaky houses. Okay. All right. So, where were we? Yeah, there's positivity coming here, and I think that there's more opportunity than you give yourself credit for. Also with the Two of Pentacles, I don't know what that is yet, but we'll look at it in a second. Also with the Two of Pentacles, Scorpio, there's an aspect here where you may have the opportunity, especially in regard to finances, to implement something that you have as a side project or like a side hustle. Like, that's also presented here, and it can grow quite quite well. But again, try to release some of the mental blockage and baggage that you might have in regard to that energy, just so you have a better opportunity to make it flow. What came out here? The Lovers in reverse. So also, if you're having like doubts about a person, it may be time to let it go. You know, if you're like, okay, it's over, but is it really over? It's really over. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling. It's really over, but that really over actually leads you to the potential for something better. And I'm not just talking about fixation on love. I'm talking about your life, who you are. When that all starts to fall into place in a better way, you will be surprised at the beautiful people that you gravitate towards in your life and draw into toward you. Show me the outcome for, okay. They're like slapping themselves out of the reading or the card deck. Page of Cups, the Devil in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Hermit in reverse. I do believe the Hermit in reverse came out at one point as well. So the outcome, okay, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Devil in reverse, could be dealing with a earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, big time. But it also could be addressing the things that we have to release in our life, like the negative associations, the negativity within codependent energy in our lives and in ourselves, the way that we think about things, people. I'm also getting an energy in regard to, how do you say that? Like, I don't want to say people as property, or I don't know. It's kind of a possessive energy that I'm picking up on right now, that I don't know, is that something that needs to be addressed or released? It's very like possessive ownership, but not in a healthy way. I don't know if that's towards monetary stuff, you know, your materialistic stuff, or if that's an attitude towards people when you are in relationships with them, some aspect of like property ownership. I don't know, it just feels strange to me, and I don't know how to explain that. But that may be some sort of negative aspect that needs to be released. The Page of Cups is about new beginnings, but it's also an extension for, you know, your emotions to slowly start to feel better about something. You know, it can also communicate children as well, but I'm not feeling like heavy child energy in this reading. I'm feeling almost as if like that Page of Cups is the opening to a new dawn or a new awareness for you, that gives you the opportunity for a fair amount of creativity and change in your life, you know. Also with the Page of Cups, like, I don't know, like there's some aspect here, Scorpio, where it's like you might need to, I like want to give myself a hug, like kind of like love yourself a little bit more. And I know that sounds super trite and fucking cheesy, I'm sure of it, but loving yourself a bit more, looking at your, how do you say, the things that you maybe have been tied to in your life, the chains and bonds that you've kind of endured or allowed yourself to be intertwined with, you know, in your life, things that have caused you to be out of control with your stability, or very stubborn and unyielding in a lot of ways. It's time to look at that through a different lens and allow yourself to open up a little bit more. I feel that it's kind of like a new dawn, a new day. That's what I keep hearing. It's that Nina Simone song. I don't know if it's actually called that, but that's a new dawn, a new day. Hang on, I want to clarify. I want to clarify the water that I'm about to drink right now. Oh my God, it's so good. Show me the Page of Cups for Scorpio, please, on this journey. So, the Five of Wands. So, dealing with conflict, you know, is it, what type of difficulty, what type of personal self-sabotory energy is conflicting in your life right now? Okay, there's an opportunity to look at it through just a lens of honesty and to see what you unearth. This is all about unearthing the self. It's about being aware, intuitive, and integrating that for you. Again, I'm not seeing giant fireworks and lovey-dovey stuff coming through here. If anything, I'm seeing a release of that type of energy, you know, especially with the negative pinnings that happen and come along with it. That may be part of what's going on here. It feels very much so for me. Yeah. Let me see here. I haven't used this deck much out in videos, but the Denied Shadow Oracle. Show me the Queen of Pentacles for Scorpio. I see got a little chunk. Patience. Allow things to unfold. Soulmate. Souls in close vibration, resonancy. Miscommunication, not seeing eye to eye, misunderstandings. Admiration, someone admires you. Bottom of the deck, pride. Self-centeredness, ego-driven. And that's kind of what I feel is the biggest energy in this reading, is addressing some of those aspects within ourselves, the ego, the pride aspect, doing some personal work. You may be moving towards somebody here with the Page of Cups. This may be also you receiving some sort of communication. I don't know, though. There's a lot of energy here that really is talking to me about just kind of keeping it cool and not really venturing into anything right now. It almost seems like you have a lot to chew already. Patience, allow things to unfold. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Like, don't go rushing into something just because you feel like you're free to do so. Like, if you need to do that, go for it. But it feels like there's a lot of homework here to do. And somebody may be avoiding it because it kind of, cramps your style. So, yeah, I mean, let's see. As far as love stuff goes, is there a romance angel that is helpful here? Make the effort. I think make the effort for what I've been talking about overall, most definitely. But this may also be somebody coming forward to make the effort here and communicate with you, a soulmate energy. It could be another water sign as well. Also, too, with the, I want to say this because this actually feels more so in alignment with what I'm experiencing right now with this reading. The Page of Cups here, almost as if like either you or somebody that you are in connection with needs to communicate something to you, or needs to apologize or share some sort of emotional outpouring, I guess. That's the word that's coming forward. Outpouring. It's opening up about things that maybe are sensitive, or things that maybe have wounded us from a long time ago, from our childhoods. Again, it ties back to all of that stuff, even within the codependent energies of our past. It keeps us within conflict. And maybe this is a situation where there was conflict between you and a person. The whole message definitely is the message here. I hope that it was succinct or clear enough. But moving forward, there's an aspect here, Scorpio, that is being presented for you to make the effort in regard to connecting or communicating with somebody. This could be a situation where there may be imbalance between you and a person, and now we have the opportunity to make stuff happen. I don't even think I finished reading these two cards. It's a lot of positivity moving forward in your life, a lot of taking care of what needs to be taken care of on an internal level for you, balancing your own energies out so that you can flow properly, and directing it here so you can manifest. High success, though. High success energy. But within that, it's like having to fight the next boss in like Super Mario or something like that. Like you have a progression, a graduation stage. You get to the next level here. But again, there's this aspect where we need to either communicate with somebody or receive communication from somebody. And it seems like there's been a lot of karmic energy between you and a person, which maybe had made it very difficult to deal with them. You have pride, self-centeredness, ego-driven. You or somebody may have been in that way when previously dealing with somebody. So it might be time now to heal that, or at least address it, or not be afraid to do so. With the Hermit in reverse, it feels like a lot of things have been considered here, especially the massive lessons that need to be learned, And now we're taking the blindfold off. Now we're opening ourselves up for the potential for something more, Scorpio. You know, removing that veil, thinning the veil here with the moon in reverse. And I love it. And also too, with the Lovers here, please be careful about, you know, woe is me and nobody will ever love me. That's bullshit, Scorpio. You guys are so magnetic. You are like so magnetic. Hot. So don't worry about that shit, you know. Be more concerned about how you equate being loved with being validated. Like that is coming through here pretty specifically. So is there any more advice for Scorpio? It's on the floor. They are on the floor. Okay. So you have the you have the 9 of Cups here. And you have the Ace of Pentacles coming through. This is about harmony. It's about emotions. It's about feeling better about yourself and the connections that you engage in. With the Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, new directions, but also offering different types of stability, bite-sized stability that may be easier to process and handle, so you're not biting off more than you can chew. Because with the Pentacles cards, they do talk about commitment. And when I say that, I don't want you to like immediately think running down the aisle hand in hand. Like these are commitments that you make to yourself. Commitments regarding how you choose to show up from this point on in your life, you know, commitments to freeing yourself up from negative energy that kind of gets in the way of your interactions or gets in the way of you feeling your ultimate best, because it ties you into negative cycles from the past, things that were ingrained into you that no longer really matter, that no longer are effective, because all they do is cause fear and confusion and regret. And there's no reason to keep yourself in that energy. There's no reason to belittle yourself or feel like you're low. You're not. You're beautiful and you can come through anything. So all aboard. All right. I hope that this reading was helpful to you. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. For those of you who have tried to order private readings, personal readings in the last week, my apologies. My phone situation has been bonkers. I haven't been able to pretty much do anything, you know, so I've been relying on a lot of other ways of doing things, and it's not ideal. Thankfully now things are kind of like 75-25 working, but who knows, hopefully they get up to 100. So yeah, if you want a personal reading, feel free to email me at thealtruisticmystic@gmail.com, and I will return your email soon. And again, for those of you who have already emailed, my apologies. I'll be getting to you very soon. So yeah, this is the reading. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, Scorpio.